Welcome to Season 2, Episode 2 of the Georgian Surrogacy Podcast. I'm Liz Tripodi and delighted to be joined by my partner in, well, all things surrogacy, Anita Fiorenza.
Hi everyone, it's good to be back.
It has been, it's been actually 2 years since we started this podcast, and well, we're going to apologise first in advance to everyone today, because we've locked ourselves in a room and we have 3 almost 4-year-olds trying to bash the door down to try and get to us, and we've locked the door.
They're supervised, of course.
And this is what happens when you are, working mums and, I remember pre-kids the silence. I don't remember what silence is anymore.
Or sleep.
But we wouldn't swap it.
No, wouldn't swap it at all.
So today's episode, we are talking very excitedly, and it's a topic that we haven't spoken about before, but it's actually about a sibling journey, which is something that a lot of people who have done surrogacy in Georgia have actually embarked on. We know lots of people now that have had successful sibling journeys, or it might be something that people are thinking about. But more excitedly is that, Anita, you are currently on your sibling journey.
Yes, that's right. This was planned, I believe, when we wanted to go through surrogacy. We always planned to do a sibling journey. Right now we are 32 weeks gestation, so right into the thick of it.
Hard to believe that you're going to be leaving Australia in 3 weeks' time.
Yes. Is that 3 weeks,
yeah,
did you say?
Yeah, 3 weeks.
Is it?
Yeah. Do I know your calendar better than you?
Yeah. Yes. I thought I had longer than that.
No, it's about 3.5 weeks.
Oh, holy moly.
Have you started packing?
Yes, I have. I packed and put my suitcases aside and realised I needed to sort out the nursery. And then I stopped doing that and moved my child down the hall. And now I'm going back to the nursery and almost finished. And I will reopen those suitcases and see what I need to put into them. So I think I'm okay. But my house just is, I've been telling everybody, it's upside down at the moment. And I have a birthday party to plan for my daughter in the middle of all of that.
Which is just a week before you leave as well.
Oh.
Which is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Because I remember this time, obviously, let's say 3 weeks out before we both left the last time around. Well, of course, we were in lockdown then and we had plenty of time to just sit around and do nothing.
Yeah, this isn't lockdown anymore. So everything happens a lot quicker, it's a lot more streamlined. I feel like babies seem to come faster as well.
Yeah.
Because we got there earlier and we were just waiting for the birth because of the lockdown. I think that was the main reason why we went so early, because we had to quarantine. So we are hoping to be there early.
But with babies, you never know. Never know when they're gonna come.
I don't know if we will make it in time. So I calculate that when we arrive, it'll be 37.3 weeks.
Yeah, which is like in Georgia, in recent times, single births have been coming between 36 and
38.
Yeah.
So we did plan a little stopover in Dubai for my daughter's birthday, but will it happen? I don't know.
Well, probably a future episode we can let everyone know if that stopover ended up happening or not, or whether it was a mad dash to get to Tbilisi. But let's take it back a step. When did you always know from after having Annabelle almost 4 years ago that you wanted to embark on a sibling journey at some point, or was it something that you'd thought about later on?
Um, if I take it back that far, when I set up the first plan for like a guaranteed, we had a guaranteed journey the first time, and we created embryos. I believe it was one of the questions that I asked Dr. Ketty at Chachava. I did ask her about a sibling journey. We never contemplated having two surrogates at the same time. I think it did come to my mind, but I was more comfortable with having having a sibling journey, definitely for me. And I think back then it was kind of more popular to do it that way. But since that time, I feel like more people do go down the path of like a dual surrogacy arrangement. I can just see that from social media and posts online, and I understand that would be the way with travel and arrangements. We obviously were more comfortable waiting a couple of years in between our children. So in my mind, I just always wanted a sibling for my child if I could have one, and I thought, well, perhaps we'd wait and see in case we got twins. That's my mind. That's what I thought.
Yeah. So let's take it back. So now we're at 33 weeks. So how long ago did you sign, like the process this time? How did you find it compared to the first time?
Emotionally, I guess I know the process. I feel like I'm not going into this blind. I know every step that happens. I have been fortunate where it feels like everything is routine and nothing has cropped up unexpectedly.
You have been extremely lucky, I will say.
Yeah.
Your first journey was, guaranteed, first transfer, textbook pregnancy, safe birth, and now this time...
Natural delivery.
Yeah, natural delivery.
Yeah.
And this time is looking like it's, again, first transfer. Mm-hmm. It's been a normal single pregnancy with no issues. Mm-hmm. And hopefully another...
all the reports are, you get the reports. I get on time. The ultrasounds are all given to me on time. I haven't had to chase anything up.
There is something different though about this journey compared to your first.
What to remind me?
Is the fact that you have chosen a travelling surrogate as opposed to a Georgian surrogate this time.
Yes, and the compensation is so much more higher. Yeah. Either way, I did go into this wanting the same surrogate. Actually, we have a relationship with my first surrogate, and it, for one reason or another, there was multiple factors here. So I probably won't go into it online, because I think it's personal. But we couldn't go with the same surrogate, and it was a dream come true. If you can have the same surrogate, birth your child twice. But things have changed in Georgia, and our clinic recommended that we have the first available, because they screen them all and they have them prepared, ready to go.
Yeah.
So they provided us with a profile, and I had it all ready to go. And again, it was a surrogate from there's
Kazakhstan,
Kyrgyzstan. Actually, Kyrgyzstan was the first surrogate we were offered, and we were all ready to have a transfer. But what was a little hiccup for me was my donor's power of attorney had expired by 3 weeks. So
because power of attorney in Georgia only lasts 3 years.
Correct, from when you create the embryos.
Yeah.
And I had my embryos created back when we created the embryos for our first daughter, and that power of attorney has expired.
Yeah.
A lot of people probably don't realise that. And that there's an expiry date on it, so that only allows you to transfer embryos within a certain amount of time.
Yeah, 3 years.
Yeah. It's a blanket rule, I think.
It is. It's Georgian law.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, to enable you to use those,
And I might add as well,
Yeah.
power of attorney as well with the couple and the clinic is also 3 years.
yes. Okay. So,
So all these documents you've had to re-sign again. You've started.
Yeah.
You had to start a new power of attorney.
yes,
Yeah.
we had done that. We got the power of attorney there. Signed agency agreement. I had the surrogate. I had the frozen embryo transfer. It was all ready to go. But then it was like, Anita, we need this document. And I was like, what document? We need to find your original donor. And so then this was actually scheduled for January. But we spent another month searching for my donor before, my original donor, so that we could use those genetic embryos.
Because of course the
Yeah.
donor has to give permission and sign another document.
Yes, before I'm allowed to transfer
Even
them.
though you do own those materials.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has to, everything is so strict by the law. And I think it's a great thing. I think the policies and procedures in Georgia, in actual fact, compared to a lot of other countries, I think it's really great. They're so stringent with the rules and the regulations.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring this up. That's a great point that you mentioned there, Liz, because it's something that maybe a lot of people who go into this and go through their whole surrogacy journey and create embryos and put them on storage might not actually even realise, if they've made donor embryos, that there's a power of attorney behind those embryos.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It absolutely does. And
Yeah.
that goes for the same. I'll give you another scenario. Let's say, for example, I had a sister and she wanted to donate embryos. The sister would actually have to also sign a power of attorney document. It's just the law. It's just the way that it goes in Georgia.
Yeah. There's so many power of attorneys for everything.
Yeah.
There's layers behind every document and reasons for it. So, at the end of the day, the good news is we found our donor. She signed off on it, and 4 weeks later, I was offered. I was able to go ahead, and that's where I was offered another surrogate.
Mm-hmm.
And this time she was from Kazakhstan.
Yep.
I don't know if the conversation came. It did come up, I'm sure. It came up whether I wanted a local surrogate or a travelling surrogate.
We do know in recent times, the last 18 months, that travelling surrogates have had a lot higher success rates.
Yeah. If you ask me if I was worried about it, I think the only question I had was, in what case will my surrogate leave Georgia and go back to Kazakhstan or
Well, she's
Kyrgyzstan?
not actually permitted to unless they have your written authorization.
Yeah, there was questions like that I did throw around.
Yeah.
I did want to know. I have to admit, like I did, what documentation do you have? I wanted to make sure I had all that documentation for citizenship reasons later on. Of course, I asked all those questions. Everything checked out to me. And, she was ready. She was there. She'd been medically screened. And again, they offered me another one. And, I just thought, like, why wait?
Yeah.
Why wait for a local surrogate? And the cost was going up. And I was more worried about laws changing, because I see the laws rapidly changing all the time in every country. And that's what worries me. So I needed to proceed and do a transfer. And I signed off on it. I was happy to go ahead.
Yeah.
Everything checked out, even in the surrogacy agreement. I read all the documents. I've done it before. I didn't see a problem with it. So
I actually know out of, probably 200 to 300 maybe travelling surrogates, across Georgia over the last 18 months, there's only actually been one case of a travelling surrogate asking for permission to go back home for a very short period of time, for 2 weeks. And it was within the second trimester, and the couple granted permission, but in actual fact, majority of them don't.
No.
They stay in Georgia the entire 10, 11 months that they're there.
Well, it depends, because I can't speak for other agencies and clinics and the way that it's set up. Like, the arrangements differ between other places. So I'm speaking about my own,
of course,
journey. And I'm definitely talking about my journey as an intending parent here, and the agency that I'm with, and the documents that I've signed, and what I've read, and through Chachava, and I am comfortable with what I signed.
Yep.
And I know that my surrogate is set up 5 minutes away.
Yep.
There's like a share house.
Okay.
And they are all looked after.
Yep.
And between conversations that I had with my agency representative at the time, she answered everything that I asked, and I was comfortable.
That's great.
If I wasn't comfortable, I would have definitely waited. It wasn't about timing for me.
Yep.
It was about documentation and about what was in the surrogacy agreement. It was about everything combined. But yes, it was about timing too, because we know the laws were changing on the 1st of January.
Yeah, we were worried.
Yeah,
and that, a surrogate needed to be pregnant for the agreement to be honoured.
Yes.
Which is the case that if any law was to change in Georgia in the future, we do know that that is what it would be, but we also know that there would be quite a few months for any bill to get passed. Thankfully, that's off the table at this point in time. We've been told that that's not happening at the moment. So, but we do urge, anyone who is looking to do a journey in Georgia that, the time to start, I always say the time to start surrogacy is today. Don't wait, because it's an ever-changing landscape with every country around the world, not just in Georgia.
Oh, that's very true. That is, I think you've always got to check everything before you start. You can't just, you can speak with your agency, you could speak with, you could be following people online, you're following their journey. Definitely, I have to say, I work with growing families.
Yep.
You would definitely speak to Sam. And
who's right across every law in every country.
Yes. So I don't want to take it away from the conversation we're having now.
No, but it's important. It is important to note.
Yeah, it's very important. Myself included. I had a conversation one-on-one with Sam. Myself, why wouldn't I? I work with him. I didn't just go and sign myself up, but I double-checked everything because I don't know if there's something that he knows, behind the scenes, and I could go and, sign something, and then 24 hours later he might tell me, did you know? Like I want to make sure that I've ticked everything off.
Absolutely. Doing your own due diligence is one of the most important things in this process, whether it's getting independent legal advice. Sam's been a great resource for me as well in the last few months. Especially if you're shipping your own embryos across to Georgia. There are people out there that genuinely know, but I would stay away from anyone who doesn't work within the surrogacy space, because it is such a specialised field that you need to make sure that you're speaking to the right people that know exactly what they're talking about.
Yeah, even before I went back to the same company that I'm with now, it wasn't always a given that I would go back.
No, that's right.
To Chachava. Like I have to say, I did shop around,
Yep.
you know, just like anybody else.
Of course.
You know, within Georgia, outside of Georgia, you know, I was looking at possibly shipping out my embryos, going to another country.
Yep.
I'll be honest, I did think about it, and I did ask other people. At the time, you know, had I have done it, would I have regretted it? These are all things that come to mind now, but I'm glad I stayed and went through with the same, you know, the same company that I'm with. I'm glad I stayed with Chachava. I don't know if I would have had a pregnancy in another country. Things could have gone well. They could have gone wrong. But these are the things that happen when you go on a surrogacy journey.
Yeah.
It's all chance. It's always.
I always say to everyone, it's all down to luck.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You could have the world's best surrogate, the best quality embryos, the best lining, the best medication protocol, and it could still be a failed transfer. It really is like a bit of magic and a stroke of luck. It's like that Cinderella song, you know, bibbidi bobbidi boo. With the, that's how I feel that surrogacy journeys are.
Yeah, so I did go with an a travelling surrogate.
Yep.
This time it was from Kazakhstan, and I'm very happy with my decision.
Yep.
There were times previously when they first started talking about using travelling surrogates, and I didn't think they were a great idea personally, and here I am today, and I've actually gone with one. So, yeah.
Tell me how this journey differs emotionally from your journey with Annabelle.
Wow. I recall the emotions were very heightened. I didn't have anybody kind of supporting me until maybe towards the end, possibly when I met you or when we got to Georgia and we created that wolf pack. I was looking back through emails, and we were a bunch of Australians and we all met each other. And there was that support group that we created online, like our Facebook group, but it was people behind, like a lot of people were alias profiles, or you would sort of reach out to people and ask questions and hope for a response.
And you had no idea who you were talking to.
Correct. Like, it was so nice to finally have people going through the same journey and then be going through it together when we got to Georgia.
And now 5 years later...
Oh, we're still in contact. A lot of us still, like, reach out and talk to one another. But right now, for me, you know, it's not sitting by... I don't sit behind the computer refreshing emails and panicking or thinking about things. I feel like I'm connected with the journey a lot better, calm, and I'm living it through my daughter. I believe that's the most important thing that I wanted to share. Like, every milestone is about us as a family, you know, is about making sure my daughter is ready for a sibling, and she is. I think she's more ready than me. It's crazy, you know. She's like, the other day she said to me, Mummy, let's talk about my sissy. And
because it's a girl.
It's a girl. Maybe I actually honestly thought I was always going to have another child that would be a little boy, but it's a girl, and I'm so excited because it's like I'm reliving it. I'm reliving all the same clothes.
We're both going to end up with two girls.
Yeah, like all the clothes. I haven't had to buy a thing, although I am trying to buy some new stuff just for my own sake. You know, I really feel like I need to
shop in Tbilisi.
Oh yeah, I want to wait till I get to Dubai.
Yeah,
and go and
you won't be getting to Dubai. Let's just put that out there. It won't be happening.
Yeah. So
you know what? You made me tear up then. Because I'll tell you why. Because you said about the thing about your, you know, you're living it. This is through Annabelle's eyes, and I'm sorry. I'm going to start crying. This is so beautiful. Like. And you have been so calm this time around. I remember those panicked conversations the first time around. You'd be ringing me at midnight and I don't have this. What do I do about a sterilizer? What are sterilizing tablets? Like, just, you know, But now you have just been so present, so calm. You're a wonderful mother. And, you know, I think adding that extra layer, number one, you're very blessed. You guys are extremely lucky and blessed to be able to add a sibling to your family. And they're going to be welcomed into a beautiful family, an extended family of love. But I know with me, with the twins and even yourself, you have a sister. It's just you and your sister. And, you know, the bonds between sisters is a beautiful bond.
Yeah. It's, I mean, I come from a family of girls. So like you've just said, my sister's got 2 girls. You know, I'm very close with my cousin. We've grown up together and she's got 3 girls. So I've met through surrogacy, and you've got the 2 girls. You know, my husband,
and you've got 2 sister-in-laws that you're close to.
I do have 2 sister-in-laws, although they have more boys on that side of the family.
But everything's all twos.
Yeah.
It's all twos and twos.
Yeah, it seems to be. It comes in twos, and you know, I just think that this time round, the journey was, it had stress the first time. And when stress overcomes you, you seem to sort of forget it. Like you forget you forget to live in the moment, you know. And this time I just want to go through it again. I want to change the nappies again, and I'm not ready to let it all go.
I'm so proud of you for saying that you want to live in the moment.
I do. I want to live in the moment.
That just shows such growth as not only as a mother, but as a person. Like, that is just a really beautiful thing to say. And I think sometimes all of us that have been on this surrogacy journey, doesn't matter what stage you're at, we do forget to live in the moment because it is so stressful. And let me tell you guys, the last few days have been so stressful for me as a parent. Every day I question if I'm a bad parent or if I'm a half decent parent, because having kids, this is the hardest job that I've ever had in my life. And I've performed in front of 100,000 people. Like, I've had stressful situations, yeah? This is nothing compared to dealing with my 2 twins at the moment.
It's, it's challenging. We all have challenging days, you know. I'm not going to lie. Like I've said, I just handle every day as it comes. Life with a toddler is different. It's not, you know, I was used to being a full-time mum, and I think Anthony said, that's my husband, everyone. I've dropped his name, but I recall him saying not too long ago, you know, Anita never really went back to full-time work because Annabelle came first. You know, her life changed with Annabelle, and she just found something that worked for her. And I've built my life around Annabelle now, and I'm building my life around having 2 children. You know, I can't plan for next year. I can't say I'm going to work 1 day or I'm going to work 2 days. And I think that is what a lot of people think when they go into, you know, having a family and what's going to happen going forward. I like to just let everyone know now when, you know, life changes when they're babies, and then when they're toddlers, and when they go into kindergarten, and then when they've got to go through school. Every 3 months it changes all the time. So I kind of, I was career driven. I think all my life I was always, I was kind of wanting to be successful or looking for the next best thing, and it was, you know, and I found trying to achieve surrogacy kind of part of it all. It was all part of me, but then I just had to mellow down, and my daughter comes first now. Does that make sense, Liz?
It absolutely makes sense, because as you know, which I don't think I've mentioned on any of our episodes, but I'm happy to talk about it now, is that I had a breakdown a few months after we returned from Georgia, and it took me 18 months to get well again, mentally and physically. I was in a very, very bad way, and it was basically just the last 13 years of, I think, the stress of trying to have a family, the medications that they'd had me on, the fertility treatments, stress in life, and as you said, you've made things work for you to fit around your family. Well, I've had to make some massive decisions in my life over the last year as well to work out what is best for me and my family, and that was stepping away from my business of 21 years and all the responsibility that went with that. I've stopped singing, I've stopped performing, which is something I've done professionally for 30 years as well. And you're right, I think we forget that it's, when you do surrogacy, it is the last step to becoming parents. There is no other last option. This is the final option. So you throw all your cards into it, emotionally, mentally, financially, everything else, and you pray and hope that it will work. Me and you are both very fortunate that it has worked for us.
Yeah.
But we all forget about what happens after.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably something that we could discuss on a future episode is...
the rebuild.
Yeah, it is. And
the rebuild, when you come back home, you have to rebuild not only your life, but financially you have to rebuild sometimes yourself.
Yeah.
Like, heal yourself. I had to heal when I came back home.
Yeah, you weren't in a good way when you came back either. And this is something that we don't all talk about because you don't understand it unless you have been through it. And you know what? Even the best counsellors in the world don't understand it. And we've got a great counsellor. But, it doesn't matter how much therapy you go to. There are some things that unfortunately you just have to work out yourself.
Yeah. Nobody can help you.
And use people like, my bestie here, Anita, to bounce things off. And she would just know if I wasn't picking up the phone, she turned up at my house and was like, "Are you okay? Why are you not picking up the phone?" And I remember one day just bursting into tears and just saying, "I can't talk to anybody. I just can't," because I was so exhausted and so emotionally spent that I couldn't even type on to reply to messages. Yeah. And that's something that we forget about is it's not just, okay, it doesn't matter that we haven't carried the child. It's the fact that we have, unlike other people who it's so easy for them to fall pregnant, we've had to plan this. Some of us have had to, excuse me, save for years, almost lose your house just because you want to have a family.
Oh, yeah. It's, and it still goes through my mind, my way of overcoming it, I think, is to talk about it, is to share my journey and to be proud. What is it? Loud and proud or proud and loud? Well, yeah. Whichever way you want to say it. And some people still wouldn't. Some people would say, you're better off not talking about it. Keep it to yourself.
Yeah. People don't like it when you're open about mental health and, but you wanted to have a baby. Oh, you should have known this was going to happen. Well, I'm sorry. Get stuffed. Like, you don't say that to someone. I'm telling you now, postnatal depression also can happen with surrogacy journeys because it happened to me.
Yeah.
Even though, how they say men can have postnatal depression and stuff like that. Well, it also can happen to a woman who hasn't carried the baby. And also post-traumatic stress syndrome, because my God, what we went through and what they put, when I say what we went through, just in terms of the amount of medication I'd been on, you'd gone through cancer, you'd also been ripped off on a surrogacy journey in Thailand. I had post-traumatic stress from being in quarantine back in Australia after the way that they treated us when we returned home. There are so many layers. And I don't know, my advice is I agree with you. I think being open and honest and talking about the crap things is really important too. We don't know what's going to happen with you on this journey. You could turn into, super nanny and be, and, write 10 books about how easy it is to be a surrogate parent. Or you could be ringing me, well, actually, I'll be there because I'm coming to Georgia and either the baby will be born while I'm there or will have just been born by the time I get there. But, we don't know how you're going to feel this time. you know, you could sail through it as a mama too, or you could pull your hair out and go,
I am a bit worried that because this journey has felt so different to the first one, that I could go into shock, like into, you know, into that shock. And I have, this will follow, perhaps will follow up on another episode.
Along with along with did we get stuck in Dubai or not?
Yeah, like there are, I have to be honest, there are a few things that are sticking out to me, and I'm, you know, starting to step out of my body and like look at myself. And
have you guys had conversations as husband and wife about how this sibling journey is gonna, you know, how it will change the family dynamic? Is that something that's...
Look, Anthony gets very excited.
Yeah,
he's gonna absolutely freak when he listens. I hope he doesn't listen to the podcast.
He doesn't listen, so don't worry. Either does mine.
He's getting very excited. So the first journey, I felt like I was carrying him the whole way.
Yep.
Which often happens because I don't want to generalize here, but is it true that men don't show as much emotion sometimes? Depending, I'm not sure, but like my husband, he, in our relationship, he doesn't show the emotion.
Yeah,
okay?
Yep.
Because unless he understands or he's been there before, I find he gets more excited about things when he knows what to expect.
Yeah, I can understand
that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what he's like. So
mine, even when we plan on travel, I don't care what you're doing, just book it and then I'll, you know, see when I get there. Whereas I love the planning.
Right. Well, Anthony, he plans everything. Like, he likes to control everything, but that's because he loves traveling now.
Yeah,
like, he loves holidays and he knows what he wants and he does it all. So I'm not allowed to touch anything. Now, this time he's planned Tbilisi. He's planned all the, you know, Dubai. He's got, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just to rock up and get there and deal with, I'm to deal with the baby. He's dealing with all the travel arrangements, the Airbnb. He was doing it all. And he's super excited. He set up the bassinet last night.
Okay.
Right? He's like doing everything. Whereas the first time I felt like...
I think you were both in shock still.
Yeah.
That the journey was actually even happening. And I think both of your focuses the first time around was, how are we going to get out of Australia to get to Georgia to be there?
Well, there was a lot of paperwork.
Yes.
You remember all the paperwork we had to do to get exemptions to get out of
absolutely,
Australia?
I remember.
Yeah, like that was all in one of our previous episodes.
Yes.
But this time... it's just much more easier.
Yeah.
And also I don't need to tell anything to Anthony. He's just done it all.
Yeah.
You know?
He's a great father.
Yeah.
He's a wonderful father, and that's the thing, you're already parents. You know in a way what to expect. I think the interesting thing will be is how will Annabelle cope with a sibling?
When the sibling comes.
Yeah.
Because it could be... I mean, I was watching something the other day and people get those reborn dolls and things.
Oh, yeah, I've seen
to
them.
help their little ones prepare.
Yep.
But I don't think I need any of that because, you know, she's getting excited about the clothes and she's like, oh, Mummy, look, that's so cute. Sissy's going to look so cute in that. Can I help with the feeding? And she's there. She's ready. You know, watching the little ultrasounds and the sonograms.
How have you explained to her about how the baby... Have you explained to her how the baby's coming?
Mummy needs a little bit of help because Mummy's tummy is broken.
Yep.
I've explained that's how she came into the world. We're doing the exact same thing. We're going to go to Georgia on a plane right after her birthday. Look, I tell her another mummy is helping us carry your baby Sissy.
Yep.
You know, I pretty much go there. The other day, she said to me, Mummy, what is surrogacy? Yeah, she said the S word.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. And
My
I was
God,
like...
she's only nearly 4.
Yeah. I think it comes with, you know, that I speak so much about
Correct.
it.
Yeah.
I'm very...
We've done that. We've done that. My mummy's tummy's broken and you know, and actually we had that conversation last week and Annalise was like, but where's the other lady? And I said, you'll meet her one day.
Yeah. I don't have anything to hide, you know. And if people ask, would you tell her that she's donor conceived? Well, the answer is yes. Maybe when she's a bit older, that conversation can happen. And I'm not saying 18 years old. That's ridiculous in my eyes. She's old enough to know by the time she's maybe 10, 12. When she's old enough to understand about surrogacy, then she's old enough to start understanding about an egg donation. You know, that's how I am, honestly.
Yeah.
I just feel like kids interpret things in their own way.
And you know what? IVF and donor conceived and surrogacy is becoming so normal these days.
It's very normal.
It's still not talked about as much as I would like, but it is, you know, you meet somebody, it could be at kinder or daycare. Oh, yeah. My sister had a child through surrogacy, or, yeah, you know, and I think it's actually a great thing. You know, anything that gets the conversation talking is a great thing.
I was watching a video of her that the kindergarten teachers, because everybody at her kindergarten, well, when I say everybody, her teachers all understand that I'm going overseas for a sibling journey.
Yep.
You know, we don't make a secret of it at all. And, you know, I always ask and check in with them and say, how is she going? Like her progress, her development, and they tell me, you know, Anita, don't worry. You don't need to worry. She's going okay. Her behaviour, I want to make sure that she's not acting out. There's no behavioural issues. There's no issues with change, because I know that sometimes there can be, you know, issues with change, and that's what I'm watching out for.
Yep.
But they sent me a beautiful video, and they showed me how she was out in the garden with some other little children talking about the birds and the bees, and doing, you know, telling them how the caterpillar turns into a butterfly, and they went out there with a magnifying glass, searching for them, and she was educating the other little children about how that happens.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So, you know, I think she's onto it. Surrogacy and the egg, and and in her own way, she understands, you know, experiments.
Kids are so perceptive.
Yeah, she'd be totally fine that I used a donor egg to make her. I don't think that there'll be any issues one day when I do tell her, because, you know, I'm always going to be her mum.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think on that note, we can look forward to the next episode where we're going to both be in Tbilisi together for the first time in 4 years.
I know. Can you believe it?
I can't believe it.
I can't seem to get away from you, Liz.
You are stuck with me forever. You know that, yeah?
Oh, I know. Our friendship will last until we're old. You and me will be doing this podcast.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. Who knows, we could be living in Georgia then.
Oh, I know. A lot of people like it, but I think I'll stay here.
Oh, I'll probably end up in Europe, I think, at some point.
Well, when I go there, they better have dip, because I could not find it anywhere.
Don't forget to bring cordial.
Cordial.
That was what I craved the most.
Oh, the dip. I couldn't find dip. I couldn't even find proper crackers on the shelf. So the most anything that I wanted to eat, I could not find. There's just cheese, and it's sheep's cheese, or cheese by sheep. They don't even have the cheese that I want.
Oh, well, pack some cheese. Actually, pick it up from Dubai if you get a chance to stop there.
My problem is the food that they have. I don't know what I'm going to feed my daughter. It's not so much me. Everything comes back to my daughter. What am I going to feed her?
There will be chicken nuggets and chips at McDonald's.
There's one store, and
is there?
Yeah, it's terrible. They gave me frozen chips when I went.
Look, you know what? You'll be fine. You'll find something. So, all the best for the birth. I hope you do get to make it to Dubai for Annabelle's birthday.
Yes, and I hope I get to Georgia for the birth.
Yes, more importantly.
I did want to mention, and before we go, something that I've put in a request for, and there'll be more on this. I have requested, if we get to it, because I'm hoping that we have a natural birth.
Yep.
Because that's what they've said, that it should be a natural birth. Everything's going well with our surrogate. So I'm hoping that we can use the water bath. Because I'm studying to be a doula.
Yeah.
As well, and I learn a lot about the birth and post-birth support and everything like that. It was really important to me that my surrogate is well looked after during the birth, and I know Chichava has these facilities at their maternity
they
hospital.
got all new stuff now, which is really cool.
Yeah, so I'm hoping to actually go through and go in and be a part of it, but I don't know if I'll be there in time. But even if I'm not there, perhaps she can have that, because they don't have happy gas in Georgia. They only do epidurals, and that's if she wants if she wants the drugs, and if she wants no drugs through for the birth.
Yep.
I feel like she might really benefit from having that water bath.
That's a really great thing that
to be able to
you've brought up. Yeah,
to push out the baby.
It's supposed to be really relaxing too.
Yes, because they can change positions easier. The midwives will help.
It's supposed
them.
to be a beautiful way to. I've seen videos about bringing kids into this world.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, I'm only studying, and I'm halfway through. I need to finish.
You should be
this
so
course.
proud of yourself. You are a wonderful mum, wife, daughter, sister. And, you're doing great things at Growing Families. You've set up their concierge service, and Anita's always available to chat. You can email her at anita@growingfamilies.org. And me, international coordinator now with Chichava. I can't believe it, honestly, how the world has changed. Liz@chichava.ge. Or you can Google us and, you'll find us some way, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. So it has been wonderful to have you back on the podcast. Lovely for us two to be together. I'm guessing my house has now been turned upside down because all is quiet. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode.
Oh, yes. And I did enjoy being back. And hope to be here again soon.
In Georgia.
Oh, yes,
Live.
in Georgia.
Live from Georgia.
Maybe we'll do a video one.
Oh, goodness me. That means we'd have to go get our hair and makeup done. Oh, that could be exciting.
Yeah, we'll do a few. Anyway, we'll see what we can work out for you all.
All right. Ciao.
Bye.